Bushkill Park officially closed on June 14, 2006. A location that once cultivated community recreation and entertainment for over 100 years had been reduced to no more than a ruin, and a symbol of the immense power water can have over a landscape. When I first saw the Bushkill Park, it was difficult to see the infrastructure. The place had a high surrounding fence and dense vegetation blocking my view. Upon adjusting my position, I looked again and observed the remnants of a location that obviously had a rich connection to both the local population and the history of the Lehigh Valley.
Originally, the land owned by a Forks resident that would soon become the park was the Bushkill Milling Company. While still a mill, the land consisted of simply a horse pasture and a hayfield. At the turn of the 20th century, the land was purchased by the Hayline Trolley Company that would run through the greater Easton area. It was William O. Hay who created the Bushkill Amusement Park as a way to increase trolley riders and income. The official grand opening of the park was on July 3, 1902. The carousel and boating concession on the Bushkill were the crowd favorites. In 1945, the park was flooded with 15 feet of water. The park was restored and lived on until the floods of the early 2000s, beginning with Hurricane Ivan.
So when the floods came and caused such tremendous damage to the rides and to the structures in the park, it was clear that there were not going to be the resources to rebuild again. And it was also really clear that even if there were, the floods of 2004, 2005, and 2006 were still waiting to happen again. And so it was kind of the last stage of the closing of a park. The park was really surrounded on three sides by the Bushkill Creek and really helped to create a feeling of being in an enclave or a separate special space where you were, so that the entire recreation wasn't based only on the technology and the rides, but also the nature of the place itself.
The story of Bushkill Park is really about memory building and community gathering. Kids were safe to run around freely on their own, so unlike a Dorney Park or a major amusement park, there was a sense of empowerment and liberation that a kid had going there, because you could run from one ride to the other. The rides were inexpensive. It was generally
place for hundreds of years or 100 years or so that people would come for family gatherings, for company picnics. Grandparents would come and say that they had been married there or had come there after they were married, or that that's the place that they had courted when they were young. It was really a gathering place and the center of life for many, many people who lived in the area.
There's so much nostalgia for this small little place that was not a huge tourist attraction. It was the neighborhood amusement park, and it was a treat to go there, but it was different than the amusement parks that are scaled today.
There are hopes by the current owners to one day reopen, but at the moment, the capital and resources are simply not available. So for now, the Bushkill Park, a location once defined by community building, remains vacant, slowly eroding away from both the river and in the memories of the people who once gathered there.